Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is GregFPS, Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Zombies Top 5, where today we're going to be doing the top 5 hardest weapons to master in Call of Duty Zombies history. Now, how I form these lists before you guys get mad at me saying it's a bad list is I tweet it out on Twitter and I get a bunch of responses. So the ones that I think are the best responses, or the ones I get responded to the absolute most, is the ones that I use to form this list. So just keep that in mind while you guys are watching. Now, as far as this list goes, the hardest weapons to master, these are weapons that take some time to get used to. You have to use them a lot to understand exactly how they work. It's not like the Apothecon server where you can just stick your fist up its bum and shoot it and it kills every zombie in sight. That is super easy and it takes no time to get used to. So some weapons are much easier than others, but this list is going to be the hardest weapons to master in Call of Duty Zombies. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get right into the list. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be the baby gun, aka the 3179 JGB215, aka the fractalizer. Now this is the baby gun or the shrink ray, and what it does is you shoot zombies and they shrink and you can kick them. It's fantastic to use and it is super fun. Now they are shrunk for 5 seconds when you have the regular version and you can kick the zombies, and when it's pack-a-punch they shrink for 10 seconds, and I believe it lasts a little bit less for, or it does last a little less for the napalm zombies as well as the shriekers. They definitely do not have the same effect, but if you end up waiting a little bit too long to kick them and they get back to full form, you're pretty much screwed and you're gonna die. Now, the reason that I think the baby gun takes a little bit of time to master is you kind of have to understand exactly how it works. Now, in Black Ops 3, the baby gun on Shang is really not that good because you get a little bit of flinch whenever you kick zombies, which really sucks. And in the Black Ops 1 version, the baby gun is so easy to use. You can run fluidly through the zombies and just kick them in every which direction, and it is a ton of fun to use. So I would say that this weapon does take a little bit to get used to. Now, some people are really good with it on Shang, and I respect that. Like, that takes so much skill, because I think Shang is probably one of the hardest maps in Zombies history, and it takes a ton of skill to actually get used to. So I would say the baby gun definitely deserves to be on the list as one of the hardest guns to master, because once you're good with using the baby gun, you can go for a really long time and get some really impressive rounds in certain spots on the map. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be the VR11. Now, this weapon is actually much better than a lot of people think it is. Usually it pretty much is considered to be one of the worst wonder weapons in Call of Duty Zombies history, because all it does is turn one zombie into a CIA agent and they just run into the water and die and scream and all that sort of thing, which I can understand why that kind of sucks. But the VR11, once you actually use it a lot and you play co-op, it's actually a really good weapon. So if you shoot a teammate, they have the insta-kill ability on them, and they are invincible from zombies while their screen is red. And this is the reason that I think the VR11 gets so much more crap than it deserves. It's actually really good. Now, I can understand it doesn't kill a lot of zombies, but it can kill a lot of zombies if you're the guy that has your screen red. And I'm not talking about like a red screen, like getting hit a couple times. I'm talking about your entire screen just turns red because you've been shot with the upgraded VR11 or the regular VR11, and then you have insta-kill and you can't die. It's really good. It lasts like 10 to 15 seconds. I'm not sure on the exact number, but it is actually really good. And once people learn how to like use the gun properly and master the VR11, it can be a really effective weapon. So it comes in at the number 4 spot. Coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be the ice staff. Now, the ice staff is probably widely considered the best staff in Origins for sure. It's the weapon that everyone uses to get to really high rounds. Now, the only thing that sucks about the ice staff is you gotta really know how to use it properly, otherwise you're just gonna have a huge problem. You have to realize that the zombies are not going to die right away, so they can block you and they just get frozen, and it's really annoying in some cases for that. And you also have to realize that the ice staff, you pretty much need to use a full charge, otherwise it's not really going to work. And I would even consider using the non-upgraded ice staff in this as well, because the non-upgraded ice staff is probably the worst staff out of every staff on Origins. So I would definitely say that using the just ice staff in general is something that you have to get used to, because it acts so much different compared to all the other staffs, and it can be really hard to use. But once you get the hang of it, then you've pretty much unlocked any, like, your ability to get the super high rounds. Now that is really nice, because everyone has gotten ridiculous rounds on Origins if they've ever gone for high rounds with the ice staff. Now I personally got to around 94 in Black Ops 2 way back in the day, and that was probably the most impressive high rounds I've ever done. And I really haven't even tried or attempted to do high rounds after that, because it was just not for me. It took way too long, but still it's really cool. And the ice staff definitely takes a lot of time to get used to, so it comes in at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be the Scavenger from Call of the Dead. Now, I already put the Scavenger and the VR11 on this list, and that's because honestly, Call of the Dead is such a cool map. I love it so much. It's so underrated, and a lot of people haven't really appreciated it, so I would love to see it remastered in Black Ops 4, but that's besides the point, guys. So the Scavenger, let's talk about it. So what it does is it shoots like a blast radius that kills every zombie, makes a really cool noise, and it's awesome. Now it kills every zombie within the blast radius. The only thing that sucks about it is it causes explosive damage to yourself if you're within that radius, so having PhD flopper is pretty much a must for the Scavenger. Now, the reason that this weapon takes a little bit of time to master is because you need to realize how far the actual radius is. If you're within the radius, you can get hurt and pretty much one slapped and downed, which sucks. But if you know the actual radius, you can say, okay, this zombie's walking at shambling speed. If I shoot it here, it's going to kill my train as well as that zombie there, and I'll also be in this position, so it should kill all the zombies, then I'm all set. So having to think on the fly about some of these scenarios with the Scavenger can be a little bit challenging, but at the same time, it's like one of those weapons that once you master it, you're gonna have a ton of fun, because it's so fun to use. Alright guys, so for this video we have one honorable mention, and that is going to be the ballistic knife, but more importantly the pack-a-punch version of the ballistic knife called the cross refibrillator. Now this is a really cool effect that the ballistic knife has when you pack a punch it, and you are able to instantly revive down players by shooting them with the ballistic knife when they are down. Now this is so cool. In this game, this guy was like not even playing, he was like AFK or something, so it was kind of easy to get gameplay for this, but at the same time it kind of pissed me off that he wasn't even playing or trying, because he just stood there and went down over and over. But still, I think that the ballistic knife does take a lot of skill to actually master, because you need to be accurate with this. Now, if you're shooting it from a fairly far distance, it has a little bit of drop, so it's not like the easiest thing ever in the world to aim accurately unless you're fairly close, like probably within like 50 feet you're fine. But once you get into like the super far distances, it can be really hard to hit this properly. Now I think that the ballistic knife is also fairly hard to master, because you need to understand how long you can actually melee and how much damage it's actually going to do to a zombie. Now you can combine it with a Bowie knife, which makes it much more effective, but at the same time I would say that the ballistic knife is kind of hard to master, so I put it at the honorable mention spot. A lot of people seem to comment this one, and I thought it was a fairly true one as well, so I decided to put it in the honorable mention spot. And coming in at the number 1 spot is going to be the jet gun. Now this weapon is widely considered to be the worst wonder weapon in Call of Duty Zombies history, and honestly I kind of have to agree with that, but at the same time the jet gun is actually kind of underrated. It actually deals unlimited damage when it comes to killing zombies, which is awesome. Now it does take place on transit, so you have the fog, you have the lava, you have the denizens, and that really frustrates me, honestly. But at the same time, I feel like if the jet gun was on a better map, it would be a lot of fun to use. Now the jet gun is actually one of those weapons that does take a lot of skill to master, because you need to know how to use it. Now, if you end up using it too long, it's going to break and you have to build it all over again, but you need to be able to allow it to recharge. And that is where it comes into the fact that you need to understand how to master this weapon. And it's kind of hard to master because you need to know how long you can use it and how long to actually kill zombies for before recharging it. So that's why this weapon does take a little bit of time to master, and why the most people commented it on Twitter. Once again, it gets a horrible rap, but it's really not as bad as everyone thinks. I think that this is one of the most underrated weapons as well in zombies history. So anyways, guys, that is going to be the list for the top 5 hardest weapons to master in Call of Duty Zombies history. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to be a part of any of these top 5s, because I'm always tweeting out different ideas I have pretty much every day or every other day or every few days, and it's always fun to get responses from people and see their input on different things within zombies. So thanks for watching, guys. My name is GregFPS, Zombies Extraordinaire, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.